everybody. It's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everyone, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 709. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
Ari Rockefeller.
And I am Mako-chan.
And how is everybody doing tonight?
Meh.
Cold and tired, and it's just been a bad few days.
I believe it. Those of you who are in the Northeast, y'all know exactly what we're talking about here, so. And then there's talk of more on Thursday and Friday. It's like we...
No, fuck that.
It's like we ain't got enough, you know?
We just got rid of the snow from the last time.
I mean, I take a vote that the next groundhog is an Italian groundhog because they see nothing. You know I'm right.
If only that were that easy.
True. But what's funny is, when it comes to the weather, everybody's talking about Puxswanee Phil out in Pennsylvania. I'm just like, wow, y'all done forgot about Staten Island Chuck, so... I guess he had his 15 minutes of fame when he bit Mayor de Blasio several years ago, so...
I forgot about
I didn't hear about.
Say what?
I said that I did not know about.
Yeah. It's even in the wiki.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
I know. And Zero says, nope, Mother Nature isn't allowed to touch the Northeast right now. And I'm just like, who pissed Mother Nature off this badly? That's what I want to know. Anywho, enough about that. Let's get into tonight's show. We are live tonight, week of February 24th, 2026, right here on Twitch TV. We're here live Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. To watch us, you can catch us at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks Network at VogNetwork.com. And they're also on Twitch as well. You can catch them at Twitch TV/VogNetwork. And they come and hang out in our Discord, VogNetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network has a channel, so come through, hang out, and have a good time. And it's one of the few Discords where the pool is open all year round. Well, for the most part. So, anywho, now that we got that out the way, I am going to kick it over to Ari and be like, hey, Ari, how was your week? How was your day, man?
Well, you know, I got paid today, so that's always good. And, well, this past weekend, the storm came in, and, well, it wasn't fun. I mean, it hit, like, Sunday night into Monday morning, and that made work an absolute, disaster because, people are calling out, nobody wanted to actually come in. You know how that goes.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, I mean, it was a little bit better today, because the roads are cleared and, the snow's off the roads and, but I was almost late to work because my car got plowed in. I had to dig it out. And, the parking lots at work, they looked like a little ski lodge with all the big mountains of pushed away snow.
I mean,
making it difficult to navigate.
I mean, to be fair, people have been skiing to get to places that they need to go to.
Yeah, that's what skis are for.
I mean, I remember back at work, one of my coworkers when it snowed down in Atlanta like last year or something like that. He sent me a video of someone just skiing across the street. I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
Atlanta, really?
Yeah. Snowed down in Atlanta last year.
I probably don't remember that, but like if put a little snow on the ground up here and people forget how to drive, I don't want anyone to think about driving down there when people are not used to snow at all.
Look, if it glazes over ice, the state shuts down because they don't have the equipment.
Yeah, that much I do know.
Cedar Beery says, my coworker in Delaware hasn't gotten power back since the nor'easter came through, so the other people in our small department are picking up the slack when we're already dealing with other pressures. I can kind of understand that.
I mean, after talking to talking to you guys and seeing what everyone else is going through, I did like where up my area. I didn't get hit nearly as bad as you
Mm-hmm.
guys, but I still respect that. Yeah, you guys are going through it right now. I do have some friends that are still lacking power, and which sucks for them, obviously.
Yeah, I get it.
I only had like a momentary flicker of the lights every now and then. That was about it.
Yeah, while I was gone, that happened too. Because when I came home, my computer was off and both of my lights were on. So I was like, "Yeah, it's like back in my old place. I know when the went out or something like that. Because when I walk by, like when I go down the walkway, I can see like the ceiling lights are on. I was just like, either somebody was in the apartment in the back room doing work, or there was a power flux. So,
Or just the clock on the microwave or the stove is
mm-mm.
flashing.
No, well, no. I mean, when I'm back at the old place, when I walk down that walkway, you remember, I can look and see
Hmm.
from the windows if those ceiling lights are on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Mako-chan, how was your week and how was your day?
Um, it's been a week.
Yes, we could tell by the way you're petting Cassie over there.
She likes to be aggressively pet. I I can't help that. She just that's how she likes to be pet. I
We're
don't
not
know.
complaining.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know why.
We are just watching the
Um,
cat show. That's all.
yeah. But yeah. Yeah, it's been a week.
Mm.
Basically last weekend, one of my sugar gliders, Sam, passed. Uh, so I was dealing with that. And then sugar gliders are uh, social creatures, so they're some of the species that you have to have friends for them
Mm-hmm.
of the same species. So I spent basically a day and a half trying to find somebody to take in Sam's brother Dean. Luckily, I was able to find somebody. Um, yes, I'm talking. I'm sorry. So yeah, I found somebody to take in Dean. Goodbye, Castiel.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I've been dealing with that, and now I'm snowed in. My area ended up with uh, 20 inches. Um,
That's a lot of
they,
snow.
yeah,
Dang.
they only just finished coming through to clean my area of things today.
Mm.
Um, because the HOA that I have, they're supposed to do the main streets, they're supposed to do the side streets into like where our actual houses are. And then if there's no car there, they will go ahead and do um the driveways as well. Well, my car is there. Luckily, this time the guy that came through to do the side streets
Mm-hmm.
and to do the driveway didn't leave a huge pile at the back of my car.
Oops.
So once I can actually get out there to shovel, because there is a good half a foot of snow in front of my door, I'll be able to actually, shovel out somewhat easily. Uh, the best part of all of this is that it didn't ice, because the last snowstorm ended up with ice on top of it, so that I couldn't shovel myself out at all. Uh, yeah, that
Mm.
one was bad. I had to like maneuver myself into a specific area just to be able to park in front of my house. It was not a good thing.
I believe that.
Well, you witnessed it.
Mm-hmm. I sure enough
I
did.
saw the pictures.
Yeah, it's been a mess. Unfortunately, because of where I am, they don't tend to be very speedy um, in their cleanup because it is a retirement village. So they have a list of people that they have to clean out, those that are on dialysis and things of that nature.
Higher priority.
Uh, yeah. Everybody else is basically whenever they get to it.
Mm.
They don't understand that because this is a 55 plus community, there are people that still work. Um, so I know on the Facebooks that I'm part of, all I've been seeing is, I guess I have to take another day off because nobody's so I can get out. And I'm just like, well, yeah, but you probably had off on, on Monday itself. I didn't.
Neither did I.
Yeah, that's that is the downside of being able to work from home is that you don't get the time off to actually do any of the outside cleaning unless you actually take that off.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm still stuck in the house.
And in 12 hours, Makacha's gonna wake up and start singing Cabin Fever.
Nah.
Yeah.
We're not snowed in with her.
If we were snowed in with her, I would probably be clawing to get out.
If you were snowed in here, I would
Say that
be
again.
throwing your ass out.
Say what?
What?
What did you say?
I said if you were snowed in here, I would be throwing your ass out.
Oh, Jesus.
Or she would have killed us. Either one.
Mm. For some,
Yeah,
it's a blessing in disguise.
yeah, I just, shove you out a window since, my doors are kind of shut and snowed and yeah. Anyway,
Yep, yep. So, my weekend day, work's been okay. Work's been good. I spent the weekend out in Jersey hanging out with Cece Gray Witch. We were just catching up on stuff because she had gone away the weekend before. We're like, well, let's go out, grab dinner, and hang out and stuff like that. So, but instead of doing dinner, we ended up just eating in because she was too tired after work. And I was like, okay, fine. And given that I was in fisticuffs with some people on Discord trying to explain something, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna leave. You're not gonna understand where I'm coming from. I don't care at this point. I'm not gonna waste my energy. But that's besides the point. I too got snowed in. Now, we were told Friday take our laptops home. And I'm like thinking, well, it ain't gonna be that bad. Because I really hadn't checked the weather per se. I just know when I left it was snowing, so I took my umbrella. So it was kind of hard to carry an umbrella, my coffee, and my suitcase all together to the subway. But I had figured, well, I'd already planned on leaving early so I could be back in home to help host OLR2DX. But and I thought, well, the snow was gonna start around 4 a.m. ish. Should be done by 12 ish. I should be able to get out and go home. Yeah, I thought wrong.
mhm.
So I ended up recording OLR2DX at CC's house, which wasn't so bad. And I had like my Bluetooth headphones, but what was great was these headphones, if you plug them in through the USB-C port to your computer, they double as a USB headset. So that works. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to probably get like a cheap little Bluetooth dongle to throw in my satchel just to have, because I was on a desktop, and thankfully she had a new webcam, which helped because the microphone on there didn't work as well. So, which reminds me, I'm probably gonna go back and start searching around for a new headset because, as you all know, I was like a big fan of V-Mode until Roland acquired it and their customer service went to the ways of the dodo bird, and I can't get replacement cushions for this particular model, and no one's made them. And I've heard success if you keep emailing customer service. I'm like, look, I'll pay the $20 for a new pair of cushions, but but it is what it is. So there is that. So I ended up staying out there till Monday, and it took me 3.5 hours to get home. Now, the original plan was she was going to pay for a Lyft or an Uber to take me all the way back home. And I'm just like, that's if they come out here. I mean, for the price that they're charging, they would probably want double to go through all of that. So the plan was take me to Hoboken. Mm. I know, Ari. I know. It's Hoboken. But, and we're checking like the app, and it says PATH trains are coming out in Newark. So like, all right, let's go to Penn Station, Newark. I walk in, the cops are standing there saying, can I help you? I was like, yeah, I was just going to the PATH trains, and they're like, there are no PATH trains unless you have an Amtrak ticket. And I'm pointing to that. I'm just like, look, I'm just letting you know that the website said, and they're like, yeah, the website's not correct. Come to find out, almost everybody that was walking in behind me said the same thing. I go back outside. I call Cece and I tell her what happened. There are people outside hustling and negotiating prices, to get to where they had to go. Because the only way you were getting out of Jersey was you were either going to Hoboken or Journal Square. And you're probably thinking, well, what about buses? Oh no, there were no buses running. No trains, no buses. Unless you were able to get home through a light rail, that's what it was. So she drove me to Journal Square. I grabbed some Wendy's and went down and went home. And the reason why it took me a little bit extra to get home is because one of the stops on the PATH train connects to the New York to the subway. And I had actually missed that stop because I'm like, I'll get off at this stop, take the local train one stop, and then jump to the train that I need to get home. And I was like, I'd rather do that than get out at 33rd and walk to Penn, But since I missed it, I just sat, rode it back, and I made my way home. And evidently, everything came right behind each other. So I made it back in one piece, one way or another. But at least it wasn't as cold coming back. And I ended up, hurting my leg getting home. As I was coming home, not all the sidewalks were plowed, so I'm just carrying my luggage, and there was a giant snowbank, and I'm just like, I need to get over this snowbank because I did not wear my boots. And when I somehow got over that snowbank, when I landed, my leg was straight, and I think it went 5 degrees up more, so I felt as if I could have clipped and knocked off my kneecap.
Oof.
Yeah, I feel it I may have pulled the muscle. I feel it behind the kneecap and that muscle there when I walk. So it's not so bad now. If it bothers me later tonight, I'll put a heat patch on and call it. But other than that, it's been really good. I haven't had any issues per se. And because of that, work has been quiet. I was able to actually get stuff done. And evidently they're telling everybody's got to come in tomorrow. And that's got to suck for some people who do not live in New York City. So it is what it is. So it's it. That's that. And now we move on. And let's just hope and pray when this next snowstorm comes through this week, it's snowstorm light. That's all I'm asking for. Snowstorm Light.
This
Or
is a
just no snow
no
anymore. I don't
overnight.
want to deal with snow anymore.
I mean, I love snow just as much as most people, but I'm like, to quote Lucy from that comic, this is bullshit. I need to find that and post that and see how many people who feel me on this. No. Anywho, let's get into some housekeeping notes here. Episodes of our podcast is available on demand or VODs on our YouTube page, youtube.com/anime jam session. Episodes go up Thursdays. No, episodes are available Thursdays at 12 p.m. Nothing on the website news front yet. I believe our DerbyCon article is up and running, so definitely want to check that out. First con of the year is is Zenkai Con. You definitely want to check that out. That is March 20th to the 22nd in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And now, today in Weebdom, this is the only title I could come up with. Basically, it's something that I came across I want to share with y'all, and it's like, you probably feel me on this. So, if you're about as old as us, you remember the anime cons of 2000s and early 2010s where bootleg merch was on the rise, and half the time you didn't realize the merch was bootleg, especially with CDs. But with the advantage of the internet, you kind of discover, oh, this is legit. This is a bootleg. This is a bootleg. This is a bootleg. And I do understand there are some people who buy bootleg stuff because they actually have the actual item, and because of the price, they want to keep it boxed and not put it on display. And I get that. But we're at a point where people are charging way too much money for bootleg stuff. So I came across this Twitter thread, trending topic from a couple of weeks ago. It's that a mall anime store draws fan backlash for bootlegs and high prices. And let's be real here. We've all been to a mall where there's that one Asian shop where it's all anime merch and it's ridiculously outpriced. It's like, they have all these anime figures, there's Hello Kitty, and there is like Asian snacks and stuff. And it's like, just because the Hello Kitty stuff's there, you think it's legit, but it's not. And honestly, the last time that I remember going into a bootleg shop, you've heard of that restaurant, Super Saiyan?
Yeah, there's those local, ramen joints that have like, vaguely anime themed names to them.
It's highly overhyped. The ramen there wasn't even that good. It's an Asian fusion noodle bar, so you can get different types of noodles in your broth and so forth. I posted a couple of pictures of it on my Facebook page, but they actually have a store next door, and me and a friend of mine had gone there. I could probably say, not in a good way, but 99% of the stuff there is pure bootleg. And I'm just thinking, how the hell are you selling this stuff?
They just don't care.
I guess. I mean, I remember one time I had gone to up to Flushing, and there was an anime shop up there. I'm not talking about Anime Castle. This was another place. And for a split second, I thought this place was selling bootlegs. But no, this is all official stuff. The other thing I thought was a little bit overpriced were the beverages and snacks. So, have y'all ever come across like bootleg stuff and you're like, you know what, I still want it regardless?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What was your bootleg item, Mako?
I have a collection of dollar store Sailor Moon stuff.
Oh yeah, with the bootleg Jupiter sitting up there.
But no, when Sailor Moon was actually first being shown in the US and was really popular, you could go into dollar stores that would have pictures of Sailor Moon on like little tchotchke type things,
Mm-hmm.
um, or just complete bootleg, magical girl that is obviously Sailor Moon.
With the
So
serial numbers filed off.
yeah, I do have like a couple of things like that. Um, and then of course I have things that are obvious bootlegs,
Mm-hmm.
but are not like fan, like it's fanish kind of things.
Yeah.
So it's an obvious bootleg. It's not trying to be, you know, the
Like,
same as a
it's not
specific.
trying to pass itself as
Yeah.
legit.
Yeah, it's not trying to be a specific figure or anything like that. So I have, some of those,
You know
but
what? Yeah. Fine.
I don't think I have anything bootleggy that's trying to not be bootleggy.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, people are buying these bootlegs because number one, one of the reasons I hear is F the industry because they have issues with the industry with stuff. See, doing that you're not helping. Number two,
Yeah.
it's right here. And I look at it this way: if this bootleg figure of Aaron Yeager from Attack on Titan is $50, you do realize you could find the official one for like 35 on Amazon. And sometimes it may be coming from a Japanese seller. It's a little bit priced up, but you're going to get it, you know? Please understand, some of these Japanese sellers, they have stuff in American warehouses, you know? So there is that. And I do understand there was a time where, you buy the bootleg because you found it online cheap. And after shipping, it came out to about the same price. So you're like, pay some convenience. And then you look at the face and you realize, oh yeah, this has gone horribly wrong. Like a friend of mine, I think she was in Costa Rica. She found like a bootleg Goku figure. I have to find it. The hair is all wrong and this other stuff. I'm just like, this is cracked out. I'm glad you got this for me. And
Does it have some like really jacked up facial expression too?
I think so. It's in one of my boxes. I have to go in that box and go look. Then again, I got to use that box anyway for something. So, all right. So there is that. Let's see what else do we have here. Oh, some more Weebdom news. This just hit my feed as I was prepping for tonight's show. As we all know, because of tariffs, it's been hard to buy merch from Japan. There are some retailers who are using different carriers, and you're looking to spend more money. Like, I ordered from AmiAmi a 2.5 dimensional seduction figure and 3 Ranma have J-pop acrylics figures, like standees. I think the total came to about $40, which is not bad. And normally, with normal shipping, that would have probably ran me about $15. So that's not bad. I think I paid close to a little bit over 100 to get it because of the tariffs, the fees, and the shipping. So that was ridiculous. But it's something that I wanted, and one thing is for sure: sometimes when it comes to these acrylic flat fig displays, you go to Japan, you're probably not going to find them. And I don't buy a lot of acrylics, so I'm like, this is the one few times I actually wanted it, so I bought it. But it seems that AmiAmi is more issues now. They just sent out an email to their to their customers, which is a surprise that I didn't get a copy of this email because I've ordered from them before. I'm actually checking my junk mailbox, and no, I don't see it here, nor do I see it in my normal inbox, unless I legitimately missed it, and I'm looking right now, and no, I do not see it here. They're so somebody screenshot it and posted it, and it says, "Thank you for shopping at AmiAmi. Due to recent development regarding U.S. tariffs, we will be holding U.S. orders for the time being and will not be invoicing orders at this time. We apologize for any inconvenience and kindly ask for your understanding and patience. In the meantime, please regularly check our website for any announcements or updates. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And that's basically what's happening. And as there's a summary, Ami Ami sent this out because this is because of the new tariffs. It's now a quote unquote 50% global tariff on everything. This is not helping this country.
No, it's not.
This follows a Supreme Court ruling from last week that unlimited broad tariffs under the IEEPA, prompting Trump to impose a 10% surcharge on most imports via Section 122 of the 1974 Trade Act, bringing it up to 15%. And fans are not happy about it. And orders are being canceled left and right over this. It's just ridiculous. And I know there are people who are massive collectors and they were wanting all of this stuff. I consider myself lucky because on my last trip to Japan, where I ended up having to ship stuff home, I think I got half of the figures that I wanted because I could not find anything, the other stuff. Because some figures that like Ami Ami, Otaku Mode, and so forth that they will have, sometimes they won't have it because it's a rare item, so it's not that popular. And I'm looking at my list right now. I can safely say I've come across at least half of the figures that I wanted, and the other half I'm probably going to have to order online or something like that. So I'm not even worried about it as I look at this list. I know on my next trip to Japan, I might find 5 of these figures if I am lucky. And given the price that I paid originally, ooh, Lord. Anywho, now that we got that out the way, and I know we're running a bit behind, but we're going to kick things off and get into the news. And Ari's going to tell us about this brand new Ava series. And, oh boy.
Yeah, the final program of the Evangelion 30th anniversary of Evangelion event held in Yokohama today announced that there are brand new anime series in the Evangelion franchises in production at Studio Kara and Cloverworks. Kazuya Tsurumaki, director of the Rebuild films and Mobile Suit Gundam GQ, which is GQ and then 6 U's and then an X. Jesus Christ. Helms the project alongside Toko Yatabe, who was an assistant director on Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon a Time. Near creator Yoko Taro is penning the script and series composition, and near composer Keiichi Okabe is providing the music. And following the initial announcement, Studio Kara's official YouTube channel also uploaded the announcement video for the new series. Oh, pardon me.
You good.
Of course, the original Evangelion TV anime was directed by Ano Hideaki, animated at Gainax, and aired from October 95 to March 1996. And we all know what happened after that.
Yes, and watching that anime will mess with your head, and for some people have written their PhD thesis on the anime.
Also, there was some footage that leaked,
from a short
of a short, and it showed Shinji and Asuka in the future with a baby.
As far as I know, that's canon.
Yeah, well, it is now.
Because it would have been more fucked up if you married Rey.
Oh God.
Yes, but I will say this about this new Ava series: the fact that Yoko Taro is attached to it. I am really curious how there's gonna be some mind fucking somewhere in this series. It's gotta be.
Okay, that's all for me for tonight. I have to get up early tomorrow for.
All right, man.
Work. And FYI, my birthday is this Thursday, the 26th. So I will see you guys later.
You got it, man.
Be another year older next time I'm on.
Happy birthday.
I'll have one
Bye,
for
guys.
you
See you later.
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 All right, and then there was two. Now, this next article I was really curious about because I've always wanted to do something like this, and I think I did it one time. It didn't come out too well, and it's basically having a shirt with a manga panel on it, and I think that's a kind of a cool concept. Let me pull this up. So, it seems that Shueisha's Manga Plus and Otaku Mode are joining forces that so that you can customize your perfect manga merch. It seems that a new T-shirt maker introduced onto the platform will allow readers to select a page from a manga from a manga that they're currently reading and get it printed on a shirt, which is kind of cool. I like that. Eligible titles will feature a create button on the Manga Plus website and the app. The users will then hit the button to create a shirt instantly, featuring the full page that is selected. You can then place your shirt order via Otaku Mode, because that's who's basically powering all of this. And it's going to run you $40 plus shipping. If you live in China, Japan, or Korea, no. Right now, there's about 270 different Manga Plus titles that you could do this with. One Piece, Dan Dan Dan, My Hero Academia, and Spy Family are just a few of the titles. If you go to the official website at mangaplus.shueisha.co.jp, you can get all the information there. T-shirts will be available in black, white, blue, or navy. You can get sizes from small to 3XL. The Japanese version of the manga page will be printed on the shirt regardless of your language settings in the app. So I think that's kind of cool, and honestly, I think that if it's with the kana on it instead of English, I think that would be a lot cooler. Frankly, I would actually get a couple of pages printed from the Ranma 1/2 tankobons for a shirt. That's what I would do. But I figure it's probably not available, but didn't hurt to think about it. What about you, Maka? Would you get like a print? Would you get like a page from the Sailor Moon mangas with Jupiter on it?
I can actually think of quite a few manga that I
Yeah.
would not mind having something like this that it's official.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it would be nice if I could pick a specific panel
Mm-hmm.
instead of having to do like a full manga page. But even that, I would rather, have that.
That's true.
But I was going through the list, and there are a couple on there. I mean, obviously, One Piece is on there.
Of course.
But there are like the 3 of the individual Naruto stories that they did after the series and before Boruto started.
Mm.
There's a selection of series that were about specific characters, and then one that was basically just like a quickie kind of, day in the life.
Yeah.
3 of those are on there. So depending on what is actually in those, that could be kind of interesting.
That is kind
But
of cool.
yeah, there are some really fun anime that are in the list of approvals to have shirts made from. So I think that's really cool.
Yep. Because sometimes you will find in the wind, like maybe at Uniqlo, Hot Topic, or Box Lunch or somewhere, or Old Navy, or Target, Walmart, because these companies, these stores, they do sell anime shirts, and sometimes you might come across one where there's actually a panel or a full page, which is kind of cool. I mean, I've seen it before, but it's been very far and few between. All right, now we're going to talk about Sanrio. Looks like they're getting a video game. Mako, what's up with that?
Yeah, I was based on the title of this, I thought it was going to be kind of like a Super Smash Brothers type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's Sanrio's Hello Kitty and Friends heading to Nintendo Switch for a quote unquote smashing new video game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not that it's, not still a fun sounding game, it's just not, a beat 'em up like I
Mm-hmm.
thought it would be. But yes, so there is a new game coming out by developer Tatsumaki Games and Mankind Games. It's coming to Japan this spring, called Sanrio Characters Smash Festa. It will let you play um 20 of uh the Sanrio mascots
Mm-hmm.
on different sports game, fast paced kind of games on 50 different stages. So the official description says, let's all have fun playing crazy sports together. A sports festival that anyone can play right away has begun. Hit the ball and score points by scoring in the opponent's goal. The rules are simple, so all your friends can have fun. Yeah, so I thought that that was really freaking cute. Each player has their own unique set of stats as well as special abilities that can then alter the course of the game. There are 55 stages that have different mechanics, mechanisms, and power ups that players will be able to take advantage of or fall victim to for themselves. So you will be able to take on the game by yourself in an increasingly difficult loop through the main stages. You will also be able to challenge one another both through local singles or double matches or via online through random matches or private games. Obviously, this is going to include Hello Kitty, but also Kuromi, My Melody, Cinema Roll,
Mm.
uh, Pochako, Kuropi, Pom Pom Purin, based on the picture. The Star Twins are on there, and Batsmaru is on there, and Choco Cat is on there. So it does look like it will be probably the 20 top
Mm.
characters uh, through all of those character kind of things that they do. So it will be on Switch, Switch 2, and Steam in Japan. Obviously, the Switch and Switch 2 are not region locked, so if you want to look for that, go ahead and find that. And yeah, I'm kind of wanting to see gameplay. Like not necessarily the commercial gameplay, but actual people playing the game.
Gotcha. I know what you meant. And it's interesting you said something about it not being like a smash type of game. Could you just imagine just like a fighting game?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna be, and I thought that that would be so cute.
I mean, Bats Maru as Ryu? Come on now.
Yeah, I don't know that that one would be similar, but
I know, but that would be that'd be kind of twisted but funny though.
yeah, but I'm was thinking something in the cutesy way that Boom Bears is. I don't know if you've seen that.
Mm-mm.
So Boom Bears is a Twitch integrated game that you can, actually have playing while you are streaming on Twitch.
Right.
The people in your chat can sign in, and you're basically a little bear, and you have a balloon or something in your hand, and you are also holding bombs, and you're
Mm.
trying to explode the bears the off of the platform, and the last winner is standing. See, that's what I thought it was going to be. Kind of like that, or, Fall Guys, or, something like that, where there was that kind of fighting smash element.
Okay.
But it's all going to be, school sports games, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool,
Volleyball
though.
or something like that. I don't know. But either way, it sounds like it's going to be a cute game.
Hmm. And speaking of games, let's talk about Ultra Death Game. So it seems that what me and my one of my favorite shows is Alice in Borderland. So, which I have to say, season 3 was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems that the mangaka is joining forces with a group called Liar Game, and they're putting something together. It seems that Nico Nico Chogagi 2026 is going to be hosting what's called an Ultra Death Game. It is a 50-minute survival game where players compete to be the last of 100 people standing. It'll be very simple, non-threatening challenges like werewolf, pen and paper games, and card games, and stuff like that. Now, if you are a survivor of this game, you can celebrate the victory with a t-shirt. But if you fail, you can still participate by becoming a patron for the player in the game, like a support. And if you back the winning player, you'll get a sticker. So it's not so bad. The mangaka authors of Liar Game and Alice in Borderland, Shinobu Kaitani and Haru Aso, have been appointed as special advisors for this event. Okay. And they're bringing their death game knowledge to the competition. Kaitani notes that predicting the winner from a starting pool of 100 sounds like a challenge. Now, Aso hints that he might hide among the patrons, watching the contestants running around desperately to save their own lives. That's especially extra funny, especially if you don't know what they look like. Now, this is going to take place in 2 months, April 25th and 26th, at the Chiba Prefecture's Makuhari Messe. There will be a total of 11 sessions, and it'll be held throughout the weekend. It'll cost 2,500 yen to register, which is about $20 to $22, give or take. And if you want to be a patron, it's only 500 yen, which is like $3 or $4. That sounds pretty cool. All right, now that we move along from that, Funimation gets a little naughty. All right, I think that's on you.
Grab that since it was supposed to be Ari's.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Actually hit variety. Okay. All
Did
right.
you hear me?
Say what? I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said you should probably take that since it was supposed to be Ari's.
Oh, I thought you were going to say. All right, fine. You get. I suppose you get the last one then. Fair enough. All right. So the founder of Funimation, Gen Fukunaga, joins Bizarre Studios Advisory Board. This is an LA-based adult animation studio. He will be joining as a stakeholder and a strategic advisor. He will also serve on this board. He will also develop original animation and webtoon projects for the company. Sounds interesting. Bizarre Studios, Bizaar. Studios launched January of last year. The advisory board includes George R.R. Martin of Game of Thrones and Elden Ring fame, and Conrad Vernon, the person behind Shrek 2. The company launched a 24/7 fast channel August of last year, and there are some anime on there that they're streaming that you can check out, such as Speed Racer, Lupin the Third, and Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple. So here's some background information about Funimation in case you haven't heard this already. Gen Fukunaga founded the company back in 1994. He served as the founder, president, and CEO. He stepped down from his role as general manager and chairman back in 2019. Sony Pictures Television Networks acquired a majority stake in Funimation at 2017, at which Fukunaga still retained his position and minority stake in the business. Sony Pictures later repurchased Fukunaga's remaining equity interests. Sony's Funimation Global Group completed its acquisition of Crunchyroll from AT&T about 5 years ago. And after the company first announced the acquisition in 2020 of December, the purchase price was 1.175 billion, and the proceeds were paid in cash at closings. Now all of Funimation's home video releases are now listed under Crunchyroll. Fair enough. A short version of what happened to Funimation if you haven't been around in the last several years. All right. Now that we got that out the way, we have one more story. Then we'll get into strange news from Japan.
Yeah. So, this I saw and thought it was kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
A Shanghai character license administrative company issued a statement on January 31st after Chinese social networking sites criticized Gosho Oyoma's Detective Conan series for doing an illustration collaboration with Kohei Horikoshi's My Hero Academia series. Chinese platforms had removed My Hero Academia, the manga and the anime, in February of 2020 following a controversy in which the series had used the controversial name Maruta Shiga for a villain. The Shanghai Character License Administrative Company stated that the collaboration was merely a friendly exchange between the work's creators. So basically, to commemorate each other's works, for Detective Conan's 30th anniversary and My Hero Academia's 10th anniversary, the two artists decided to draw a congratulatory picture of the other's main character.
That's cool.
This does happen quite often, whether it's for anniversaries or to celebrate a creator's birthday or to celebrate the death of a creator. It does happen quite often in Japan that these creators will go ahead and draw characters outside of their own creation with their style. Unfortunately, this occurred after China had decided to ban My Hero Academia.
Oops.
The reason for that is because of the character name Maruta Shiga. This was originally mentioned in the My Hero Academia chapter 259. It was what the creator changed the main villain's name to once the character's real name was actually, come up. So this basically they interpreted it as a reference to victims of human experimentation during World War II. The manga villain was shown to engage in human experimentation himself. Maruta was the codename for human experimentation undertaken by the Imperial Japanese Army during the Second Sino-Japan War of World War II. The Chinese victims of the experiments were called Maruta, the Japanese word for logs, as a reference to the facility's cover story that it was a lumber mill. So basically, that obviously didn't go over well. Suecia issued apologies in February of 2020 in Japanese, English, Mandarin, Cantonese, and Korean. The creator also issued an apology, basically saying that he gave him the name of Maruta because he's round and plump.
Mm-hmm.
And it is taken from two different names. Um, so it is taken from the last name Shigaraki,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then made it into his own as Shiga, and then the first name because he was round and plump. Um, Basically, it was coincidental. It had,
Yes.
it has nothing to do with hurting individuals or anything like that. But obviously, you know, China basically said, fuck you, which China's good with.
Mm-hmm.
In the case of, all the crap going on with China and Japan right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that got Detective Conan in a lot of trouble, which, controversy and all of that, but, they quote unquote snuck in My Hero Academia into something that wasn't supposed to be there, blah, 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 blah. So yeah. Um, Basically, nothing has been mentioned on anything following that. Just them, basically getting up in arms over, oh my god, they snuck a picture in kind of thing.
Mm.
But again, with all of the issues going on between Japan and China right now,
Better safe
they
than
just,
sorry.
yeah, they just saw this as another FU to them. So,
It's kind of like the whole the controversy with My Little Pony with Derpy Hooves, who was renamed to Ditsy Doo because the British didn't like the word derp, and then it got changed back. Wonderful time. But anywho,
fun times.
oh yeah. And now that we got that out the way, we're at the part of the show that y'all really like to stick around for. Meanwhile, in Japan. And looking at these stories here, all right, Mako, which one do you want? Because I have a feeling I know which one you want.
Which one do you think I want?
The last one.
Actually, no, that was not the one that I was looking at. I was actually looking at the first one.
I'm kind of shocked.
Well, the first one does have to do with cooking, so.
Okay, fair. I get that.
So which one did you want to do?
I will do the last one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let me adjust the volume here and get your background music ready. All right. And take it away, Mako.
Yeah, so linguistics send kids to the hospital. Um which sucks for them, but at the same time, uh think about things before you make them.
Mm-hmm.
So pizza famously is up. Um, Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good, except for this time. Yeah. Half a dozen teens in Japan recently sat down for some pizza and then ended up in the hospital. The incident occurred on January 23rd in a Kyushu, Fukuoka Prefecture. On that day, the assignment for the students in a home economics class was to make pizza. And when it was done, they got to eat it. After the meal, though, several students said that they weren't feeling well, and 6 were in bad enough condition that they were sent not just to the nurse's office, but to the hospital for examination. The students had used a from-scratch recipe with the task for some of the students being to make the dough for the pizza crust. If you've never made pizza dough, you might be surprised to learn that salt is a crucial ingredient. Even if you don't necessarily want your pizza to have a salty flavor, you'll still need to add salt to the dough to keep the yeast from fermenting too quickly.
Hmm.
Don't add any salt, and the dough will lose its structural integrity during baking, giving you a flimsy crust that tears apart under the weight of the sauce, cheese, and other toppings. The recipe the students were following called for 3 to sumami of salt. Sumami is the noun form of the word sumamu, which means to close the fingertips around something. In other words, 3 sumami would mean 3 pinches of salt.
Hmm.
However, according to the statement from the Board of Education following an investigation, the students in charge of making the dough weren't familiar with the term sumami, at least in this cooking context, and used a lot more. It's unclear exactly how much salt they put into the dough, but they may have gotten confused by sumami's connection to sumami gyu, a combination of sumami and an alternate pronunciation of kui or eating.
Hmm.
Sumami Sumamigyu means to nibble on something, but by extension, it's also often used when talking about snacking on finger foods, where the image of using just the fingertips can sometimes get a little less ironclad. With that in mind, it's likely that the students in charge of making the dough took the recipe's 3 sumami of salt to mean not 3 pinches, but 3 handfuls.
Ooh.
And so the dough contained an amount of salt several magnitudes larger than it was supposed to. Regardless of the exact nature, the 6 students who were hospitalized after eating the pizza were found by doctors to be suffering from symptoms caused by excessive sodium intake. While sumami, much like pinch, is an inexact measurement, it's one that's easy for most cooks to visualize and only tends to be used in recipes in which the amount of that particular ingredient doesn't need to be so precise.
True.
However, taking into account that middle school age kids probably have a lot more personal experience with snacking than they do with cooking, a little more guidance from the teacher would probably be a good idea the next time pizza day rolls around, especially since many students might not have been previously aware that pizza dough has any salt in it at all, and so aren't likely to have a sense of how much salt is too much. Thankfully, all of the hospitalized students have fully recovered, leaving them with no lasting damage except the possible psychological trauma of having, against all odds, eaten bad pizza that actually was bad.
Whoops. Now, that was definitely a mistranslation gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, I mean, if you are not a you don't need, I mean, if you don't regularly cook, um, to know that some recipes would call for a pinch of something, you may look at that and wonder what the hell that is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my question is, why didn't they ask? Um, it's just why?
Why not?
If you were unsure about anything, I would say, hey teacher, um, what exactly is the meaning of this? But at the same time, the teacher should have picked something that would have exact measurements. Um, it could have
Yeah.
been very easy to say, you know, half of a gram or whatever in weight, because a lot of cooking is in weights instead of by a certain amount. So even putting something like that, uh, just making it a little bit easier for those that might not cook, to know exactly how much a pinch might be. Because even those that know what a pinch might be, my pinch is going to be very different from
Yep.
Ranma's pinch, just because of the difference in the size of her hands.
Yes, and when Mako-chan cooks and prepares stuff like that, she is quite heavy-handed. So if I was to make the same thing, I am not as heavy-handed. So there will definitely be a taste difference.
No, see, I cook by faith. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then I taste it as it's cooking.
and then you're
Thus, it
and,
took me
and
6
then
hours
you're
to make a good.
say what?
So that's why it takes 6 hours to make a good sauce.
And then your Italian ancestors come down and go, it needs some more oregano. Add more oregano. Like that's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
Yep, it's all by eye or by faith, but that's after you've been cooking for years.
uh-huh.
I would not have told, you know, somebody that is just turning, 13 or 14, uh, to do a pinch here or a pinch there or something like that. I would specifically write it out for them because it could be their very first time cooking.
That is true.
You don't want that kind of ambiguity when you're cooking food,
Fair
because
enough.
that leads to hospitals.
At least you explain why you're in the hospital this time. Too much salt. But let's get into this article here. And this is I may have to put this on my list of places to visit when I go to Japan in November. And it's an interesting.
It's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah. It's an izakaya that was a bathhouse. It's a bathhouse themed izakaya or bathhouse themed bar. That's really cool. Taisho Shushin Terume is a popular izakaya with 20 locations throughout Japan. They just opened their latest branch in Sendai, Miyagi Prefecture, and if you go into the bar, you will find 13 different faucets lined up against the wall, styled to look like washing stations you see in a traditional public bathhouse or a sento. But instead of hot water, you get alcohol. You get tasty, tasty booze. You're literally drinking straight from the source. Now, you get an all-you-can-drink plan. You grab a glass or a bathhouse bucket. Oh, God. Speaking of buckets, have you heard what Dunkin' Donuts is doing?
No.
How would you feel about a bucket of iced coffee?
Like an actual bucket or their coffee container, like their hot coffee container?
No, these are 48-ounce buckets of iced coffee.
That seems very hard to hold.
But but there's a thing, you can carry it, you know.
Yeah, I would rather have the handle on the side, not on top.
Yeah, but you could put a crazy straw on it and walk around with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, if there's like a long straw that I could hold it down by my hip and still drink, that's different.
And throw a little bit of Kahlua in there.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I can just picture you now at a con walking around with this bucket.
What? It's, sometimes you just need a little bit of coffee.
Is that a rum bucket, sir? Nope, it's not rum in this one. But anywho, let's get back on track here. So, at the Sendai location, there are 3 plans starting at 398 yen per hour or $2.59 per hour, with the others being 698 and 998 yen per hour. There are time limits of 60, 90, and 120 minutes. The cheapest option you'll get is a basic selection of shochu-based drinks to choose from, while the 698 yen option gives you access to premium faucets where you get plum liquor and mojito. Ooh. And you'll be given a special key to release your desired beverage. And it also opens up the ability to order other drinks such as whiskey, cocktail, wine, and sours for a more complete drinking experience. I'm about that. Now, if you want to go all in for the alcohol that evening, the 998 plan, the 998 yen plan will give you unlimited draft beer through their smartphone ordering system. And you'll get branded alcohol such as Maker's Mark, Ikikoma Shochu, on top of what's already on the menu. The bathhouse experience doesn't just end at the faucets, though. The entire interior is designed to recreate the atmosphere of old school Sento, which traditionally served as a communal gathering space in Japan. There are tiled walls, locker-style decorations, and basket-style holders for your belongings. And a reception desk inspired by a bathhouse attendant stand. Oh, that is so cool. Naturally, a good izakaya is never without food, and this chain is no different. They have signature items sold at cheap prices during early operations. Open until 6 p.m., you can get fried chicken for 50 yen and mini Chinese soup dumplings for 35 yen. Oh, wow. That's awesome. The company claims that these specials operate on an average cost ratio of 95%, meaning that they're barely making a profit. For this company, the goal is to create an experience so surprising that you want to tell everyone about it. Seems legit. Whether you're popping in for a quick drink, warming up for a big night out, or attempting to see if you could drink one of the faucets dry, Terume offers a unique and playful experience, very impressive value for the money. Alright. Now, it's in Sendai, which means it will be a schlep from where I am in Japan. So I am going to pull up Google Maps, and I'm going to put in one of the hotels I am staying at in Akihabara, the Under Railway Hotel. Now, and I'm going to do directions from there. Let me flip this around. I'm going to put in this location here. And let's see if it finds it. Ah, no, it could not find it that way. Let's put in the kanji and let's see if it finds it that way. Alright. Let's paste that. Ah, it did find it. Okay. Alright. I'd have to take the Tohoku Shinkansen. It would cost me 11,330 yen to go, which is about a little bit over $100, give or take. And it'd take a little bit over 2 hours to get there. Now, if I was planning to stay in Sendai for a couple of days, I'd do it. Maybe on my next trip up to Japan, I will do Sendai and go a little bit north. Maybe. We'll see about that. But if it was much closer, I would definitely give it a shot. So.
Well, check and see if there's anything else in the area.
I mean, it's only this one location, but I can always check the website and see if they do another location.
No, I'm saying if there's anything else in the area of that.
I mean, I tagged a JoJo themed bar I'm going to check out. But something along those lines.
If there happens to be, restaurants or, something fun in that area to make it worthwhile.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, but on this trip, I would be the only one making the trip up there, so I wouldn't want to leave Cinnamite behind. So, I mean, she would go, but I don't. If I'm just going to just a drink, she would just stand around. I wouldn't do that to her.
So don't get the all you can drink. Go in there for an hour, get food. She can eat. You can, have a drink or two. It's the experience, the ambiance.
Valid. But we're already mapping stuff out, so I don't know if that'll fit, but we will see. Because right now, our main we definitely want to hit up the train museum. So that's something we both want to do. And this time, actually get into the Nintendo Museum. I'm not missing it this time around. All right. Which reminds me, I gotta start putting stuff on my calendar so I know when to send in the emails for this stuff. So, and now that we got that out the way, I think it's time to wrap up the show. There we go. Let's go ahead and cue up our theme song and get up on out of here. And we're actually leaving a little early. I'm actually impressed by that. So, if you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. So what we like and don't like, we're going to tell you straight up. If you have any questions about the show, please drop us a line at podcast@Anime Jam Session. Again, that is podcast@Anime Jam Session. We're here to believe you. And when you get a chance, please check out our website, which is still under construction, animejamsession.com. On our website, you will find not just our weekly podcast, you will find anime reviews, convention reports, cosplay interviews, cosplay tips and tricks, editorials. You'll find links to our YouTube and Facebook pages of cosplay and convention coverage. All that and a lot more cool stuff at animejamsession.com. And if you like the podcast, give us a sub. You can find us on anywhere where podcasts are available, so definitely check it out. If there's this particular podcasting app that you use and we're not on, just drop us a line and I will do my best to get us on there. So give us a subscription. We really appreciate that. And if you can, leave a review, a gold star, something, we appreciate that. A little bit goes a long way. And don't forget to follow us on our social media. It's Anime Jam Session on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Blue Sky. And to all of our fans that follow us and subscribe to us on our socials, thank you so much. We really appreciate y'all, truly. And our tip jar, if you are watching us live, down below are direct links to our Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and our Ko-Fi. Now, if you want to go ahead and do something different, like cheer us on with bits, you can do that in the chat room live while we're streaming. And you can also sub to the channel and give out gift subs. That's all that cool stuff. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Mako-chan.
I really hope that it warms up and the snow melts, because I don't want to have to go and dig myself out of, almost 2 feet of snow.
I hear you. My last thought is I'm going to have to readjust my monitor and retighten it, because sometimes it feels like it's kind of off kilter. I'm trying to have the monitor at a point where I can look straight ahead instead of looking down or looking up half the time. I just want it just perfect. I'll just keep playing around with that. So that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode, and we'll hope that you'll join us. So I'm Ranma.
And I'm Mako-chan.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. Awesome. We're getting out of here. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!